Disclaimer, the following video is intended for mature audience only. If you are under 18, please click off now. The following content may contain outdated or offensive terminology, as well as to reference to lobotomy and other unsettling topics. This video may also include depictions of violence and substance abuse. You have been warned. Welcome to Hoodie Studios. Today I'll be showing you my haunted asylum, which was created out of the Lego Home Alone set that came out in 2021 under the Lego Ideas theme. As you can see, the hospital looks a lot bigger than the Home Alone set, and that's because I bought two of them and combined them together so I can add a lot more space inside the hospital. And here is the sign for the hospital, which I named the Vision Sanity Hospital. I took inspiration for the design of the building based off of the Riverview Hospital, located in Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada, which was used as a film site for many movies, including Deadpool 2, Watchmen, Final Destination 2, The Butterfly Effect, and X-Files, along with my favorite movie, Grave Encounters. I also made a lot of custom stickers, along with little builds that are references to different movies and other pop culture. So see if you can spot any of these references. There should be 64 references within this hospital. And by the end of the video, you can tally up your points and see how many references you got. On the outside, I decided to add like some of this nice grass detail instead of just leaving it without, grass or any form of the outside. I also added these nice mushrooms and trees to the exterior. And I added a bunch of security cameras too, as most abandoned buildings tend to have security anyway. And to match the Home Alone feel of the set, I decided to make this truck. It's supposed to be like an ambulance to pick up mentally ill patients. I made it similar to the original design of the old plumber truck that was in the original set. As you can see, there's a front and back area for the patients and the drivers. And just like the original Home Alone set, the hospital does open up in the dollhouse manner. Same up here, it opens up. And on the roof, it does open, but it cannot be attached. So it just kind of comes off like that. And there we go. It also opens up here, obviously. There we go. And that was the exterior of the building. Now I'm going to be showing you the inside of the hospital because I changed a lot within it. So the first room up at the top is the surgical room, which has surgical lights and a surgical table, along with some writing, jars with stuff in them, also images of patients, books, machinery, a whole bunch of stuff here for surgery, including the hammer, which is used for lobotomy. This is where the doctors would perform surgeries, lobotomies, and electric shock therapy, and other scary experimental surgeries. Next up is the head physician's office. Fun fact about this room, it is the only room in this hospital that does not have bars on the window. And that's because typically patients would not be allowed to come into this room. And if they were to be found in this room, they would be severely punished. I also decided to make this room very messy and add a lot of references. So keep your eyes out if you can spot any. Now I'm going to take the roof off and show you my favorite part of the hospital, which is the second floor, because there was so much stuff I added in the second floor, including these cool seclusion rooms and minifigures based off of my favorite movie, Grave Encounters. The second floor is my favorite and one of the most messiest parts of the hospital. There are a lot of references here and a lot of cool stuff that I put on the second floor. First off is the second floor bathroom with a broken mirror. I also added a lot of graffiti inside of this bathroom, especially on the stalls. I also decided to make the floor collapsible, where a minifigure can fall from the bathroom floor down to the first floor of the hospital. I also added these stairs that lead to the roof, which is currently closed off by a fake artificial closet. And over here we have the child ward part of the hospital, which has these small dividers and a sleeping bag left by an urban explorer. There's also the school hospital bed, and underneath it is a pentagram, obviously left behind by explorers who believed that this place was haunted. And that's the second floor. Next up, we have the first floor. Over here is the cafeteria, which has a lot of graffiti, and I made it very messy, like if people were breaking in and just hanging out in this room. So there is a lot of graffiti, a lot of stuff thrown around, but I really wanted to give it the authenticity that people were breaking in and hanging out. So I added a lot of bottles, trash, an old speaker sitting there. So that was the cafeteria. And over here are the stairs leading up to the second floor. And next to it is a bunch of rooms, including the kitchen, water submersion therapy, which was used to calm patients down, along with electric shock therapy, which was used to treat patients who suffered from severe depression, schizophrenia, and those who experienced manic episodes. Both are practices that are no longer used till this day. And over here I have the kitchen, which is really small and cramped. But there really wasn't that much room to add anything else. So here's the small kitchen. I also added a ghost, also inspired by Grave Encounters. And those are the stairs again. And here's the administration area, which would be the first room you walk into when entering the building, where you would have to sign in and speak to someone before meeting a doctor. There's not a lot to this room. I just left it a little messy, and that's really it. Under the administration area, I added this secret room with a freestanding red door, which is a nod to my favorite movie, Grave Encounters, where there is a red freestanding door, which is the only way to escape the Collingwood Psychiatric Hospital other than lobotomy or death. This is what the hospital looks like with its panels open. And here's the hospital at night. I did put LED lights inside. Let me just shine my flashlight so you can see better. There it is at night with the LEDs on. I think it looks really cool at night. I sometimes leave it on before I go to bed because it looks so cool. Here it is with all the walls open, with the lights on, and it just looks so cool with the lights on. Look at this, guys. Wow. Let me move this flag out of the way so you guys can see. The floors with the lights on look amazing. And here it is from the back side. And then you can peer through the windows at night and see what's going on inside. Here's the cafeteria. The bottom floor hallway. And my favorite second floor hallway with the lights on. And the LED lights do change color as well. Here it is in red, which gives it this really cool horror movie vibe aesthetic with this nice red illumination in the hallway. Oh, this looks so cool. I could also have it flashing. I unfortunately did not film it flashing, but imagine the lights flashing. It would look so cool, right? And that's my Lego abandoned hospital. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making this. It's been a long project that I've been doing on the side, and I'm finally glad I'm finished with it because it looks amazing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Don't go just yet because it's time to add up those points. Let's see how many references you guys found. Let's get started. First off, I have so many references to my favorite movie, Grave Encounters, which was made in 2011 and is a found footage horror film. If you guys found the patient file of Lance Preston, it is worth 2 points. If you found the demonic circle, which was in the surgical room, it is worth 3 points. On the front of the hospital sat the door reading Death Awaits, which is worth 1 point. There is also the blackboard, which is also in the operating room, which is worth 3 points. The freestanding door is also worth 2 points. And finally, the Polaroids, which is a reference to Dr. Freakin's experiments from Grave Encounters 2, which is worth 4 points. Now moving on to other horror movies, we have The Blair Witch Project, which is worth 2 points. The letter that Jewel James finds in the 1997 horror film I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is worth 3 points. There are also the paper bills featured from the 1988 action horror film They Live, which is worth 4 points. Next up, a poster from the original 2000s Final Destination, which is worth 2 points. Along with that, an alien egg from the classic Aliens franchise, which is worth 1 point. A computer from the 2021 horror film We Are All Going to the World's Fair, which is worth 7 points. Next up, we have the sock puppets from the 2005 modern fantasy film Mirror Mask, which is worth 8 points. There are also more references on the sticker, including a poster for the Khaki Barn, which is a reference to the show 16s, which is worth 4 points. And finally, the last reference on the sticker is the Not Mark and Not a Murderer t-shirt from the Markiplier animated video, which featured Markiplier playing Yonder Rail Simulator. I also included the spray paint tag Charlotte Fort Let's Live from the 2018 South Korean found footage film Ganjiam's Haunted Asylum, which is worth 5 points. Also in the South Korean horror genre, I also added the red eye from the 2021 horror film The Eighth Night, which is worth 7 points. On the first floor of the hospital, I also included a poster for the 2014 film As Above, So Below, which is worth 2 points. And inside the office of the hospital, I also included a reference to the 2012 horror film Sinister, featuring a box full of tapes, which is worth 3 points. Also downstairs, on the other side of the building, is the Seeing Stone from the 2009 stop-motion film Coraline, which is worth 4 points. And now, outside of the genre of just horror, we also have other movie references, including Ace Ventura's business card from the 1994 comedy starring Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, which is worth 2 points. Next up is Wilson the volleyball from Castaway, which is worth 1 point. In the administration area of the building, I featured a reference to one of my favorite childhood movies, which is a t-shirt from Troy McGinty from the 2001 comedy Max Keeble's Big Move, which is worth 5 points. Next up is the board game Zathura from the 2005 science fiction action adventure film Lazora, A Space Adventure, which is worth 4 points. And finally, to finish off the movies, we have the blue and red pill from the 2003 Matrix, which is worth 1 point. Sorry guys, everyone would have gotten that reference. It's 1 point. Just take it and go. And now for shows, we have the Hairspray from the British comedy The Mighty Boosh, which aired from 2004 to 2007 and is worth 7 points. Next, we have The Gift, which was given to Jin Han's daughter by the frontman in season 3 of Squid Game, which is worth 1 point. And now going into cartoons. I know, I did not have a lot for the shows. But now going into cartoons, we have the spray paint tag, which is in the shape of Mandy from the television series The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is worth 3 points. And in the world of anime, we have yet another spray paint tag depicting Takapi from the 2005 Japanese anime series Takapi's Original Sin, which is worth 5 points. There is also another reference to Takapi's Original Sin, which is Takapi's happy camera, which is located in the hospital's stairwell, which is worth 5 points. And on our way up to the stairwell, we might as well stop at the surgical room, where you could find Misa's Death Note from the anime series Death Note, which is worth 4 points. And now moving into the world of internet horror, we have creepypasta. We have to go back down to the second floor, where we can find Tiki Toby's family picture along with one of his hatchets, which is worth 5 points. However, you could stay at the surgical room and find a gaming cartridge for the Godzilla NES creepypasta, which is worth 6 points. And just like Godzilla NES, we are now going into video games. Going back into the administration area, we can find a wanted poster featuring Henry Stickmin from the point-to-click adventure game Steal the Diamond, which is worth 4 points. Also in that same room is a spray paint tag, which reads, "Hi, my name is Flowey. I'm your new best friend," which is a reference to the 2015 puzzle and roleplay game Undertale, which is worth 3 points. To the second floor of the hospital, you can find Sammy's mask from the 2017 horror game Bendy and the Ink Machine, which is worth 2 points. And in the stairwell of the hospital, you will find a baby talking Tattletale from the 2016 Christmas-themed horror game Tattletale, which is worth 2 points. Next up is Freddy's head from the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, which is worth 1 point. There is also a reference to the 2017 adventure game Donkey Donkey Literature Club featuring Natsuki's apron, which is worth 3 points. At the end of the hallway on the second floor, there is also a mini fridge from the 2018 adventure game You Left Me, which is worth 7 points. Next up, we have the cardboard cutout from the 2015 adventure game Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, which is worth 4 points. I also took advantage of the use of patient files to add a whole bunch of more references, such as this sticker, which features John Doe from the Basmane game Tall Tales, which is worth 3 points. I also included Sal Fisher from the horror game Sally Face, which is also worth 5 points. And finally, I also added Polka Dot Poster from the YouTube series Poster Paradise, which is worth 8 points. And finally, for games, we have the Eye Runes from the 2013 horror game Eyes, which is worth 6 points. Now, for pop culture, we have the famous Kilroy Was Here graffiti tag, which is worth 4 points. Next up, in the hospital's office, features a picture frame of the well-known American physician Walter Freeman II, who is famous for developing the transorbital lobotomy. This picture frame is worth 6 points. Next up, back all the way to the first floor, we have a phone playing a live stream of the YouTuber Markiplier, which is worth 4 points. Also downstairs is an old computer with the notorious dial-up internet sending screen message, which is worth 6 points. In the room with the red freestanding door, we have the 300-page bill from the 2007 My 300-Page iPhone Bill meme, which is worth 5 points. In the water submersion therapy room, we have the words, "Sammy is my hero," spray painted on the wall, which is a reference to the Sammy worm, which was a computer worm that took over MySpace back in October 4th, 2005, and is worth 8 points. Also on the sticker, you can see the I Fear No Man meme from the YouTube series Team Fortress 2, which is worth 4 points. All the way back to the surgical room, we have Lip Hop's mask from the YouTube horror series Daisy Brown, and is worth 7 points. On the second floor hallway of the hospital, we have the logo for the YouTube urban exploring duo, The Proper People, which is worth 5 points. And on the back of the hospital, we have another reference to The Proper People, which is worth 4 points. And the second to last references is music, where we have the ghost with a crown shown repeatedly in the musical works of the American singer and songwriter Addison Grace, which is worth 6 points. Also scattered around the hospital, you can find customly made burnt CDs with custom Sharpie designs on them, which is worth 4 points. Next, we also have an old TV, which is showing the music video from the song So What by Time Won't Stop, which is worth 6 points. And finally, we have the paintings in the upstairs hallway. However, the first painting is not a painting, but a drawing of the Wendigo from the 2021 horror movie Antlers, and is worth 3 points. A lot of the paintings on the second floor are real paintings made by artists with mental illness. This also includes the self-portrait made by William Ultimatum, which is worth 6 points. Next up, Richard Dodd's 1955 masterpiece, The Fairy Feller's Master Stroke, which is worth 6 points. One of Louis Wayne's cat paintings, which is worth 6 points. And finally, the chalkboard drawing of Tariska draws a picture of home from the 1948 by David, which is worth 6 points. Well, that's all the references. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments section below if you had any favorite references, if there are references you got that you were proud that you got, or if there's any references of something you didn't know about and now you're interested in. And an extra shout out to LC Explorers for helping me make this video, along with giving me ideas for certain designs for the hospital. Thank you guys for watching so much. Sincerely, Hoodie Studios.